tap in to the God of this creation, and that is through prayer.
Yeah.
Let me say that I want to tell you that there are people in this world right now as we speak, very intellectual people. They write books and books to show you where you should rely on what you can see, what you can prove, and do not ever rely on anything that you cannot see or you cannot prove. They say science is that which we should rely on. But let me tell you something. I want to take you beyond science. I want to take you and introduce you or reintroduce you to the person who has caused us to come up with such a word called science. And all science is that science investigates a phenomenon, call it a research, come up with a hypothesis, make objectives and aims, the design and the prove or disprove a claim which they hold to be, prove what they say is a fact. They undertake to observe, they undertake to survey, they undertake to interview, and they just compile what we call data. And so once they compile sufficient data and have heard enough statements, they will then come, what they will do, they will analyze this information. They will say that because we've discovered that in 10 cases, we found that 2 women living in North America eating salmons. But of the 10, 7 of those women had blue-eyed babies. So we can almost safely say that salmon, you want blue-eyed babies? Come in North America and eat salmons. Doesn't matter whether you're black, whether you're white, or whether you're in between. All research has shown scientifically that this is what the case will be after X amount of things has happened. But now, what I say, and we all say today, that there's someone who made the salmon. Amen. There's someone who made the woman.
Amen.
There's someone who made the man.
Amen.
I'm just setting a little foundation. It's not hard for us to accept that there could be an intelligent, a super intelligent being who you cannot see, but yet influences everything in you, above you, under you, and around you without fail. Because when I go to my computer, I turn it on, up pops my katana and says, "Hello, Bishop. What can I do for you this morning?" I do not see this person. I can't hold it in my hand. But then something is running everything that I need to have as relates to information. Someone has programmed the computer to give me the information that I don't know who did it. But there's somewhere out there. Someone had programmed the computer, someone had programmed the person who programmed the computer, and the one who programmed the computer tells you that I live outside of time. I do not live in time. The person tells you, I live in the third heavens. You're not going to see me with your naked eyes. But I'll program you in such a way that we can connect through the Spirit. Amen. We can talk to one another. It should not be hard for us to now understand that I can be here without any wires, and I can speak to my printer inside of there. Tell them print a document. I can go to another computer down there using the same printer, and they have the ability to connect through the atmosphere and speak to one another. Amen. It is the World Wide Web, which is only comprised of the multitudes of computer connected and different libraries connected together that they be able to speak to one another in their own language. There is a spirit language. There is a way by which God has, the Creator, has fashioned whereby we can speak to Him and He can speak to us. Amen. I'm going to talk briefly on prayer this morning. Amen. Listen to me. If I want to tell you about who God is and why you should pray, some people will think I'm getting personal, but I'm not getting personal. I'm getting experiential. And I put my word in the experiential. I want to talk from what it is to experience something. Yeah. That you as a man, you are a father. And as a father, and that's your mother too, because mother can understand what I'm talking about. You have children, and you bring them up. You do your best for them under your circumstance, with all your limitations. At some point in time, you have to let them go. But notwithstanding that they have been allowed to go, you still bear some love in your heart for them. Come on now, bear with me. You don't have to be with that person to love them. They don't have to be in your presence to talk with you. We don't need a wire to connect you to me, and we talk through a wire. You just pick up something, and when you talk, it goes through the air, hits something, comes back down here, and you communicate. Yeah. When a child calls a mother, depends on how that call is made. Mommy, 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 what happened, what happened? Depends on the tone of your voice when you call. Will give you an idea of the urgency that this child has to deal with. If they're laughing, exceedingly laughing and laughing, you say, I think that laugh is too laughy. There's too much laughing, so I perceive that the person may be experiencing an emotional dilemma. They may be sobbing. And you say, something is wrong. What's wrong with you? Get a grip of yourself. But as the parent, something happens in here. A burden happens in here. Because you understand that this child is in need of help. And it goes both ways. The only difference is that God really never needs our help. God only needs one thing from us. Only one thing God needs from us. Let's go to Revelation chapter. Before I say a few words that I'm going to say on prayer, time and going. My introduction too long, but time done going. Let's go to Revelation chapter, is it 4? Revelation chapter 4. Revelation chapter 4. Let me see this 4 and 11. Yes. Revelation chapter 4 and 11 tells us. And this will give you the purpose for yourselves being here and me. It says, "For thou art worthy, O Lord." Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory. One, someone say glory.
Glory.
God is worthy, firstly, to receive glory. Then secondly, he is worthy to receive honor.
Yeah.
And then he is worthy to receive power. Oh, I wish I had time to clear it up for you. For thou hast created, he's talking with God. Thou, God, has created all things. And he didn't need to go arguing about anything. For thou, God, has created all things, and for thy pleasure. Thank you, sir. And for thy pleasure, they are and were created. We were all created to give God pleasure. God can have no pleasure besides it coming from his creation. He said, "You're worthy to receive glory." Then he's worthy to receive honor. And someone said, "Why power?" The power is that you sold the kingdom of the earth into the hands of the devil.
Yeah.
Jesus came, rescued you from the slave market of sin, and gave you the authority or the ability to have that authority. And God says, "I am worthy to receive that power through you. Because I put you here, and I give you dominion. Now I want you to come to me and make your request known unto me so that I can show off myself on your behalf." Amen. Let me tell you something. The Bible tells us that the eyes of the Lord is looking to and fro, to find one righteous man or one righteous woman on whose behalf to make himself strong. Amen. Now I want us to go quickly to St. John's Gospel. Let's go there. John's Gospel. Now, I want us to look at verse 22, and then we're going to stop at verse John chapter 4. Thank you. Verse 22, verse 24. Let's read. You worship, you know not what. We know what we worship. For salvation is of the Jews. But the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshiper, someone said true worshiper, when the true worshiper shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. Read on. God is a spirit, but God is spirit. Can a computer connect to another computer? Yes. Can a computer talk to another computer? Yes. Any computer that have the same make, Apple, Macintosh, Windows, they have something that can be compatible with one another. And even now people make different computers. They have something that you can put in there to make the computers compatible. They can now talk to one another. Now, he said that I'm You are a spirit. You are firstly body, soul, and spirit. He said, I am a spirit. And they that worship me must worship me in spirit, not in body. Not in your full soul and your emotion, but in your spirit. They got to worship him in spirit and in truth. Now you may say, well, God is so awesome. Well, why does he want people to worship him? Well, guess what? He created you.
Yeah.
All he wants you to do is worship him. He said, I can't worship myself. Because he told us to let another man praise you and not yourselves.
Amen.
Let another man praise you. So God said, I'm not going to stand up there and just keep praising myself. I want you to praise me. I want you to worship me. But I want you to do it in sincerity.
Amen.
I want you to adopt the attitude that this is the attitude that we have got to adopt. I am not going to allow anything, any person, any opportunity, any circumstance to cause me to dishonor God.
Amen.
I'm not going to allow anything, any person, any circumstance, any opportunity that may present itself to me that will cause me to dishonor God. I'm not going to let anything cause me to disrespect God. I'm not going to allow anything to cause me to not to bring glory to God. I try to find the opposite of glory. I can't find anything opposite glory. It ain't just glory, it's dishonor. And so what I'm saying, we have to make up in our mind as believers that we got to put God first.
Yeah.
Amen.
And putting God first means that we have to take off some stuff. We have to shun some stuff. One of the things the Bible tells us that we must shun is that we must shun the very appearance of evil.
Yes.
Sometimes we think that, okay, well, I can go there, I can do that. But God says, I want you to shun the very appearance of evil.
Yes.
So I became smart enough now by the help of God to understand that if I see myself going in a place where people are likely to acquaint me with something other than what I am supposed to be doing, my intention may be good, but if I don't have to be there, I won't be there. Because the Bible tells us that we must shun the very appearance of evil. Amen?
Amen.
Now, I want us to go to Psalm chapter 19. And some people will say, oh, that's my Psalms. It's not your Psalms. Well, now, Rev, you're going into my Psalms now. You're copying my Psalms. I'm not copying your Psalms. What I'm doing is that I am just helping us all to understand before I just give you the short little piece. I'm not going to have anything much to say on the prayer. I can talk all day on this alone. Yeah. But let's go to Psalm chapter 19 verse 1. As we talk, the reason why we should engage ourselves in prayer. There's a reason. Let's read verse 1. The heavens declare the glory of God.
I know.
And the firmament showed forth his handiwork. Now, let me tell you, I was doing some research scientifically. I was looking for Venus. December, I was looking for Venus. March, I was looking for Venus. I keep looking for Venus. And those of you know who's Venus, which star is Venus? Venus is the one they call the bright and the morning star. Venus is always seen as the brightest star beyond the moon in the nighttime. That is on the eastern side of the universe. And you use the sky beside the sky. There's the brightest star in the sky, other than the moon, will be Venus. They call it the bright and the morning star. I looked for Venus, and I could not find Venus. And I began to think for the past 3 years, why is it that I can't find Venus? But then in September, appears on this side of the vineyard in September up until around in November. And then Venus moves up the same. But something more unique I've discovered is that not only does Venus appears, that right now going into October, November, Mercury comes alongside of Venus.
Amen.
Here's my Venus, here's Mercury, and then down to the bottom later on, you'll see Jupiter. So you have Mercury, you have Venus, Mercury, and Jupiter all line up one after the other in the eastern sky. And then guess what? At some point in time, the moon grabs both Venus, Jupiter, and Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury, and he uses them as his gods.
Okay.
The moon stands there in all of its majestic splendor, accompanied by Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Venus, and Mercury. And you see them in all their splendor, showing themselves off, talking about how God is so good and how powerful He is. That's what the psalmist meant when he said, "The heavens declare the glory of God."
Amen.
And then when I look again, this morning as I got up, I looked down there and I saw in all this majestic splendor the great Big Dipper. And above the Great Dipper was the small Dipper. And I said, wow, this has been the case from I was a little boy. We knew where these dippers would appear. We knew them. And so the Bible tells us that the heavens declare the glory. We even know where the Milky Way was. The sky would be so dark that we could see the Milky Way. This huge line of stars and constellations and all the majestic splendor showing themselves off, saying, I am the God's creation.
Amen.
But it's not dark enough for you to see them, some of them. So I tell you this morning, when it gets dark enough, that's when you're going to see the glory of God.
Amen.
Sometimes we are so engaged in flush and goodness that we bypass the glory of God. Jesus was with the disciples, and the disciples tell them, Lord, you never taught us how to pray. John telling his disciples how to pray. And they made long prayers. Long prayers. Jesus said, teach the disciples, said, teach us how to pray. As John has taught his disciples.
Amen.
Hallelujah. And I want to let you know today, prayer. My wife and I, and Felicia, we been out last night, yesterday. Felicia be going now. While I was there, as if I was there alone, and I began to engage my prayer to the Almighty God. And I prayed short because they was with me. Sometimes I take a long ride around the island, and the majority of my prayer is a prayer of thank you. I can ride around this island all day, all night, and all I can be doing is thanking Him. And then when I don't thank Him, when I don't look at where He brought me from, then I will make my request known unto Him. So when you pray, first thing you do is recognize some things. That God is a Father. Now, you'll only understand this if you're not a person who is submissive, or a person who respects authority, you're never going to appreciate God. You can't. But if you're a person who can appreciate authority and appreciate that when you please people around you, they do something for you. I drew an illustration this morning about, I'm closing, I ain't got nowhere. Stephen Seymour. Those of you who know him, he's a tall policeman. 1997, he and I was a superintendent, he was an inspector. Both of us, I was playing dilly-dallying, trying to pretend to be a PLP. Me and him used to go to the rallies together, but I couldn't pretend for long because my blood was too red. What happened is that so I jumped and tell him I got to go to my rally. But he stood behind Perry Christie, who some people say could never win nothing. He stood there firmly. Whenever he moved, he was there. He pushed people aside for him to get through. And guess what? By 2012, this man retired in 2011, the PLP came in 2015, and Perry Christie reinstated him in his job and made him the third highest policeman in the police force. And he's still loyal to him. Now, what I'm saying, I'm trying to show you that it's not politics that I'm talking. I'm showing you that if a mere man can reward loyalty, if a mere man can reward someone who loved them and who will throw themselves in harm's way and say, if you will shoot my boss, shoot me first. So he said, if you will shoot him, shoot me. And if you say something about him, I can tell him. If a mere man can reward such a loyalty, mere man who only have power over one little speck, as it were a little dust of an island called Bahama Island, if he can reward a man, what do you think that God will do for us? If we will respect him and we will honor him and we will sacrifice for him and we will do what he wants us to do, what do you think that God will do for us? Now you may say, well, I can get it from someone else. Yeah, you can get it from someone else. The only difference is that Satan, when he gives you something, he don't never let you live to enjoy it. And when the Lord blesses you with something, he brings no sorrow with it. When the devil blesses you with something, you have plenty sorrows. So I'll advise everyone to not even think about even asking people. If you get locked up and you're going to jail, tell your people, don't go to no funny people for me. Let me go to jail. But while I'm in jail, let me pray and ask God to help me. But I'm not going the other way. Amen? Amen. Now let's close. God said, Jesus said, you have to recognize that there's a Father. You're not going to even begin to want to accept God as Father if you don't have no appreciation for a Father figure. The first thing you have to do is accept and appreciate a Father figure. Once you accept that a Father figure, he may not give you money. I got 3 Bibles from him yesterday, and when I finished getting the bag, the boy looked at me. You know what I said to the boy? I said, son, the boy looked at me, looked at me from head to toe. I said, how do I look with all this white hair? He said, I don't know how you look, but I believe one day I'm going to get just like that. And then I said to him, son, I can do for you what the old people did for me. Big fellow. He picked up the Bible and said, as if it was just a little bucket. I said, son, this is what I'm going to do for you. He said, son, the Lord will forever bless you. You know what the boy said to me? Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I said, son, when I decreed a blessing upon him, I decreed a blessing upon him because God had put that capacity and that ability in my hand to be able to bless and to curse. Yeah. I could curse him if he did wrong. I could well bless him if he did good. Yeah. And some people don't understand that why we were so afraid when we were growing up, and perhaps more so in Mom's time, is that when the old people put a mouth on you, they call it a curse. Yeah. That followed you. Yeah. Everybody knew that you had a curse on you. Amen. And when they blessed you, everybody knew that you had a blessing too. So I said, son, the Lord will forever bless you. The boy, I can clearly see that he has an appreciation for authority. He has an appreciation for the father figure. And so he accepted that blessing. And I'm going to live long enough, perhaps, to hear him say one day, son, you know the blessing you put on me? That's still following me. Amen. And I want to let you know today, Cousin Annie, God rest the dead. Old woman is in Salvador. I wish she would ask me, when she told me water, I'd go and take that bucket from her, because I take the bucket because I was looking for something to eat. A piece of peanut butter butter and bread. Things was tough on the island. We was in Poe, we was Poe, we was in Poe, we was Poe. And so when I rest that bucket down, I began to listen for her to say, son, here, take this piece of bread. I want 10 cents. All she was doing, look at me and say, son, God will forever bless you. Sometimes when you want to suck my teeth. But I say, I go away and say, well, Dr. And you know something? I have never found a time when God didn't bless me. And so what I'm saying today now, once you can understand this, once you can understand the supremacy of God, the sovereignty of God, the rulership of God over your life. And when you come to Him, don't complain. Elijah said, I am going to be fervent in my prayer. I am going to be effectual in my prayer. You all with me?
Yes.
The Bible tells us that the effectual and the fervent prayer of a righteous man, which includes woman, avails much. You have to make yourself righteous. There's two sides. You can be righteous or you can be unrighteous. If you are unrighteous, your prayer ain't going nowhere. The Bible tells us that the effectual and the fervent prayer, you're going to get some stuff. But when you want to talk about getting things to happen, that can happen, you got to be righteous.
Amen.
Amen? You got to be righteous. Our Father, which art in heaven, give us this day. Give us this day our daily bread. You ask God to give me my proportion of food. We close in. Not only physical food, but you want God to give you your supply of your spiritual food. How many of you ever watched Naked and Afraid? Me? I watch him. That's one of the only shows I just watch. I watch him all the time. Some of y'all say, what kind of thing that is you watching that people naked? Yeah, they're naked. That's how happened when Eve was. And if he had sense, we would still be naked, walking around. He ain't got nothing to worry about. Jelly the dog down, he just free. And Jesus, no worry, no weight, no toiling, no spinning. Amen? But I watched him. Why I said that is because if we would adopt that kind of principle on fasting, so that we can set ourselves aside to have a spiritual experience, to be fed with manna from on high, a lot of things are going to break up in our lives. A lot of the situations which we are grappling with our families, is going to break right up. But you need to say, give me, Lord, my daily bread. But if you're eating, just eating, overgouging yourselves, eating, not regards to your spiritual man. Because the spiritual man, he can never get fat as long as you're feeding all the time the physical man. So you got to let go sometimes. Turn that plate down and say, now Lord, I want you to feed me with the bread of heaven. Feed me until I want no more. Let's pray. Let me pray. Lord, give me today my daily bread. Physical and spiritual. Lead me not into temptation. Deliver me from evil. Everything, the power, the glory, everything belong to you. And thank you, Lord, if you just give me a little piece that I can walk in the piece of your glory. I'm not going to take any, but as long as I with you, some the light of your presence going to shine on me, and somebody got to know that he been with the Master. Amen. Now as I close, Bible says, pray without ceasing. You give up. You give up. I don't know if you saw the cartoon. The fella got his pickaxe. You only need just a little piece more to break through. This piece more, he done come from all the way with his pickaxe, picking axe in And he reached right here. That was the end there. And all he had to do is hit one more piece and he gone. And guess what? Before he hit that little piece, he turned back and gone. And he only got that little piece to go. You got to pray without ceasing. Finally, the Bible says, commit your works unto the Lord. Whenever you're going to do anything, that's what I do now. No matter how simple it may be, you put it in God's hand. He said, if you acknowledge me in all of your ways, I will direct your path. Acknowledge God. I acknowledge the presence of Sister Barbara Harris in our midst this morning. Let's hear it for Sister Barbara. I acknowledge the presence of Claudisha in our presence this morning. Let's hear it for her. I acknowledge the presence of Brother Brucey in our presence this morning. Let's hear it for him. I acknowledge the presence of Sister Monique in our presence this morning. Let's hear it for her. I acknowledge the presence of the baby. And Taria in our presence this morning. Let's hear it for her. Acknowledge beings. Acknowledge the presence of Sister Sands, a woman's president in our presence tonight. Look what she's wearing in her fabulous red. I acknowledge the presence of Sister Sands this morning. Let's hear it for her. Acknowledge the presence of Mother Nelly in our presence this morning. He said, acknowledge me. I acknowledge Sister Olivia this morning. Yes, because she's getting ready to stand to her feet. I acknowledge her presence. Acknowledge me in all of your ways. Acknowledge me. You see what I did just now? I acknowledge Sister Talia in our presence this morning. So the Talia Bow, a wonderful swimmer. I acknowledge her with her leopard skin. This morning, Sister Talia Bow, I acknowledge her. He said, acknowledge him in all of your ways. How many of you felt good when I called your name? Let's look at Sister Rosie. Dressed up in her church evening clothes. Sitting beside her is a sister who thinks she's a twin. I acknowledge your presence here this morning. He said, you have to acknowledge me in all of your ways. And then I'm going to direct your path. And then he said, if you commit your works into my hands, say, God, I got to do this thing. It's in me. You purpose it. I'm going to do it. I commit it into your hands. He said, if you commit your works into my hand, I will establish your thoughts. So I want you to pray this morning. Continue to pray. Keep praying. Pray without ceasing. For the effectual and the fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. God bless you this morning and God keep you with my prayer. Let's feel as if we're having a lottery this morning. We're having a lottery. We're having a lottery. And in the lottery, there's something here for you. I ain't smart enough to come up with this. I'm not a trick, it's not a gimmick. Now I want you to assume by faith that this bag contains the answer to your prayer. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to come and take by faith. Before I say that, I hear the Lord saying, tell them about what happened to you. 1984, I was in a prayer meeting at the New St. Luke Baptist Church. The sisters them said, we must write down what you want it to be and put it into play in this box, and it's going to happen. I didn't suspect they would open the box. So I came and I write down, I want to be a pastor in the box. I was a deacon and I write down, I didn't even know what it was to be a pastor. I said I want to be a pastor. You know something? I come up the box and I can tell you less than 10 years, 9 years time, I was a pastor. But I'm saying, the Lord tell him to do that. I exercise my faith. Something in this bag for you. Do you want to exercise your faith? He takes the simple things, the stupid things, the foolish things of the world to confound the wise. This is a foolish thing. But he said, come, something in this bag for you. Come, what you want. If you want something, come and say, take it out by faith.